What's up, everyone? It's time for another episode of the Jiggee Jon Show, and today I'm back in my 911 Turbo because this Apu forgot his keys to his M4. So our guest today is an amazing chap, great story, and he's an active YouTuber. It is my man Adam Lobo, and he is joining us on the show today because he's got a story and a half. Welcome on the show, folks. It is Adam Lobo. What's up, brother?
Hello. Which GoPro version is this?
Don't lah, kutuk me. I know you're Mr. Techie.
No. It's because you see, here's the problem. When you use this, right, you use this a 7 black. You can't see whether you're recording except for this thing, right? You cannot see whether you're in frame.
I can see lah.
What for? You get the DJI Osmo Action for front screen.
Pochi lah. I brought the tech fella and straight away I got a lesson.
Because the thing is that you don't know whether you're in frame. You have to look here. Dangerous, bro. You know, you
True,
drive.
but you know, so far okay lah. Okay, I give it to you lah. So I was actually going to get to that question later.
It's okay,
but straight away you come in and you're giving me.
Okay, you know, you follow your schema on how exactly you want to ask the question. I'll follow accordingly.
No, bro. What I was saying was, I was going to get to tech tips. You come in only. This is where we know your DNA is ready lah. You are a tech fella.
Besides music, that is my love lah, ultimate love.
Alright lah, brother. So we're just going to cruise around and we're going to tell stories lah.
Yes, please.
So, actually, as much as I know you in the industry, I know nothing about you.
That's a very good point, because you know why? We've been in the industry within the same time, but we never worked together.
Never.
How come lah? You know, it's always like John is there and then I'm here.
I see you, we cross each other.
Yeah. So what's up, bro?
In fact,
bro, what's up?
My first memory of you was, I think, 1U.
Yes, correct. That's true.
At the
same
center,
here.
at the Oval.
Yes, at the Oval.
You know, because at that point, I think you were already Dragon Red.
Yes,
if
correct.
I'm not wrong.
He was.
But
like
you were hosting.
Yes, he was.
You were doing the center court.
Yes, correct.
And I think you did that for quite a bit, you know.
Yes, correct. I've been doing that for about 4-5 years. The reason being is because you know how music industry is. You don't make the money to really survive all the way. So we have to do our emceeing stuff. Even Slide did that, you know.
No, of course.
So I've been doing that, and that's actually, you're right. That was actually the first time we met.
Yeah.
And, I remember that time, like Rajan and Saiful all from Wanatama.
Yeah.
She mentioned, oh, you need John. He said, yeah. I've actually heard of it. It seems I went and introduced myself to you, and since then we've been just crossing paths, but we never actually like worked together lah.
It is interesting, huh?
Yeah.
So it was only when I brought Slide on the show, he's like, bro, you got to talk to Adam lah. I say, yeah lah. You know what? Because I watch your YouTube as well.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm a techie guy. I just play toys lah.
Okay.
But I never get into it. But just today I got invited to apply to go for the Google Maps, because I'm a Google Maps reviewer and TripAdvisor reviewer.
Wow, fantastic.
So
I never knew that.
You have to be at a certain level to get invited lah.
Okay.
Of course you have to apply lah.
Okay,
I'm gonna do my promo video and submit for I don't know what it is lah, some Google Maps nonsense lah.
That's very good.
But basically my photos have been viewed almost 5 million times lah.
That's very good, brother.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So I'm a travel. My part-time gig, if I ever give up what I do, I want to become a travel writer.
I think you should do it right now.
That means take photos and review and write lah. Because that's what I love.
Because your business has been around for almost 20 years already. So I think it's time for you to do that now.
True.
Do it now.
I know. Okay, maybe that'll happen. So let's talk about you.
What's the date today? Today is 3rd day.
3rd of, is it 3rd? Yeah,
3rd of March. I told him to do it. He's going to do it soon. I watch it.
Which is ironic because I started as a clown in March of 97.
That one I know.
97 March. So if you tell me to become a a Google reviewer or a map travel writer, whatever, maybe. Okay, let's talk about you now.
Yeah.
So where are you from?
I'm from KL, but specifically my hood is Kelana Jaya. That's the reason.
Oh, so this is where you grew up?
Yes, I grew up in Kelana Jaya. My sekolah rendah, my sekolah menengah, and also my college was actually within the Klang Valley area lah.
Yeah, tip number 1, when you're being interviewed, silent your phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You know, YouTuber, but that one also tak tahu.
No, it's because I was meeting clients. So I made a
jokes lah, pa. Jokes. Okay, so you grew up here. And which school were you from?
Sekolah rendah Kampung Tungku. SS.
You're a Kampung Tungku boy.
Yes, correct.
Of course, I grew up there. My Sunday school was there.
Nice. So I was in Kampung Tungku in a sekolah menengah Shitpot, also known as Seapot.
Yeah, of course.
And then they changed it to Sri Permata.
That's right. Yeah. When did that happen? Huh?
That happened because the name was having a super bad name, because everybody got kicked out from all the other schools like Kelana Jaya, Samad,
that's true.
Bukit Bintang, all come dump at Seapot.
Seapot got a bad rap lah.
Yes, it was. It was always fight every other day.
All the colourful characters were sent there.
Yes, exactly.
It might as well been, what's that boys' school? Montfort Boys' Home?
Oh, yo! I remember that.
Yeah, so Seaport was the upmarket version of Montfort lah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, so you grew up from here? I thought you were from out of town.
No, I was actually a KL fella lah, but specifically Klana Jaya is very close to my
So
heart.
what did you do after high school?
After high school, I went to college. Believe it or not, I did a 3+0 degree in IT, specifically multimedia.
Where did you do it?
In KDU.
Ah, okay.
So KDU had this
down the road lah. The original, the OG
of the KDU.
It's funny that I would say that.
The reason why I did that was not because it was a career path which I chose. I just literally listened to my Malayali father. He was like, "You better go and learn IT now because that is a blooming industry."
Blooming, huh?
Yes, correct.
Sounds like a term my dad would have
Exactly,
used.
you know, the typical Malayali father would say that. So I actually entered there, and when I was actually going for all the classes, my lecturer gave me that look like I was wrong, like I was in a wrong class.
Right,
So what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm in wrong class. He said, no, you seem like a person who, should do mass comm. I'm like, what is mass comm? I had no idea what's mass comm until I mastered my higher diploma. Only then I was like, oh my god, that seems to fit me a bit better.
Right.
But I said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And interestingly enough, a lot of people do not know that I actually had an opportunity because it's actually either a 2+1 or 3+0.
Right.
But I did with a 3+0 because the +1 was in Newcastle, Northumbria University. I didn't do that because of Dragon Raid was recording their first album. So I chose Dragon Raid out of that instead.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why eventually I didn't go for the 2+1. Things would be way different, we don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Yes, so
exactly.
I think that's how I did a 3+0 in KDU, and I remember the last year was where I was recording Dragon Raid's album, the first album.
Right.
Yeah.
So, were you always, I guess, an outgoing personality just growing up? Is this who you've always been?
Yes, I was always the noisy fella since young. I just couldn't stay still.
Right.
Music has always been my first love, even up till now, although I'm doing YouTube full time and that's my main thing. If I had any music thing, right, I would give up anything for music still. Music's still my number one love, my number one passion. When I see people sing, I just
right.
Yeah,
so like growing up, did you have any ambitions, or did you actually set your sights or anything, or were you just this happy-go-lucky kid who just kind of went with the flow, and then like because dad said go do IT or something along those lines, so you did that? Like, I mean,
when I was growing up, I was a huge fan of Michael Jackson, like all of us.
Right.
I was actually looking towards the whole dancing part more than singing, believe it or not. I didn't go for any professional dancing. I absolutely suck at dancing, so yeah. Then eventually, I was actually one of those kids who was heartbroken when you saw Michael Jackson from black become to this person with the makeup. I cried, bro. I was like, hey, mommy, what happened? Michael Jackson look like a girl.
Right.
So I was very upset. I was really emotionally disturbed.
Devastated.
When I was young.
Right.
Because I was like, I remember like that time Michael Jackson was the first time he made an appearance on Oprah.
Right.
And I was like, alright, I'm going to watch this. And last time I got Oprah, susah one dapat. So they have like TV3, you have your TV guide, remember?
Right.
Alamak, there's Michael Jackson. So I sat down, I literally cried like a freaking emotional person that I am. And eventually I kind of lose my interest towards that. Not because I was like, I was always been a fan of his, his days of the Thriller and Sunday I Know. Even when he was doing Moonwalker, was still okay. It was nothing to do with the color, it's about the looks.
Right.
That's where it kind of just hit it to me. Yeah, I know now these days it doesn't matter about looks, I understand. But those days it was like freaking like, how long was that? It's like early 90s, right?
Yeah.
And I just couldn't accept that, and I was very upset to a point whereby like I was not a fan of him anymore.
Oh wow.
Then my late dad introduced me to Bryan Adams, Richard Marx.
No.
And that's where I was like, I was not, okay, a lot of people think that, I was the kind of person who listened to Deep Purple.
Right.
No, I grew up listening, music-wise, was actually all the ballads from Richard Marx, Bryan Adams and all. So it's like, my dad, I remember the first song he introduced me was Mega Hit 1, bro.
Oh, I remember.
Mega Hit 1, Masuk Cassette. First song is
my
Right Here Waiting.
goodness.
It's like, oceans apart, day after day. I'm like, what is this? Then he gave me the lyrics because
Oh
you know
my
how the
God.
mega hit when you cassette, you open the lyrics and it goes like, "Walao!" It's like, okay, then that's where my interest for singing kind of overcome the whole entire dancing thing.
Right. I remember my last album I bought was, from the Mega Hit series was Mega Hit 15.
Yes.
I think it went up to 20 though.
I also can't remember beyond. Actually, I couldn't remember beyond 10. So
Yeah, I remember by 15.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyways, wow. Okay, so Richard Marx and Bryan Adams. And
that was my main influence for music, not the metal. The metal stuff came in later when I was a bit older, like in high school, where I listened to Metallica's Black Album, and where I really wanted to be in a band, where I wanted to say, I want to have a band instead of doing solo, is when I listened to Korn, Limp Bizkit. That's where I was like, you know what? This is the kind of music I want to do.
Man, that's like, I don't even want to say 180. I don't know, it's 180 times 3 reverse back to from Richard Marx and Bryan Adams, you know?
Yeah, Metallica is the one when I heard Enter the Sandman, the Black Album when I was like, what is this? I'm like, then I heard Wherever I May Roam, all the other albums, I was like, wow, this is different stuff and I love it. Like, it gave me the power, gave me the kick, right? I was like, okay, I'm going to do this.
Interesting. So, when did you kind of like get into showbiz? At which point of your life? Like, was it in college?
Yeah, I was in college. So when I was in college, there was this one of my close friends, Aaron Jude. He told me that he said, "Joe, you know landslide?" I'm like, no. Swear. They say, you know Poetic Mo? I said, yeah. So the landslide, he's actually looking for a vocalist. I said, landslide who? The Chinese fella. I swear. So I was like, oh, no, it's a botak fella. I said, hey, I thought there's two botak.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So he said, okay, anyways, he said, apparently he's looking for a band to sing. Are you interested to audition?
Right.
So he gave me the number. I said, can they? Then I gave the number. He gave me the number. Then I called Slide. That time I called him because it's related to Slide. He actually used Slide's but the name which is his real name. I'm going to mention his Slide. It's not going to do anything about it. Which is Chandra Kumar. So I went calling Kumar, and Slide was shocked because only family members calling Kumar. So I got, hello, may I speak to Kumar please? Then the fella like stopped for a while. I was like, oh, what happened lah? So then I told him, I heard you're looking for a vocalist to audition for your band.
Right.
Then he was like, yeah, I'm looking. He said, where are you now? I said, I'm in KDU. I'm studying KDU. If you can, you can pick me up because that time I don't have a car yet. So then he picked me up. He was shocked when he saw me because I was like dressing all black with all my spikes and my piercing here. He was like, oh my god, this fella is gonna kill me. Then eventually I went to the audition. The audition was quite interesting because there was like a long line of people, at Black Video Studios, which is a SFX when you church.
Yeah, dude, I remember Black Video. I've been
so
there.
I remember going for the audition. I went up to the audition. So I said, hi, Slide. Suddenly I realized that the guitarist is Amir Khan, who I know him since Standard 2, who's from Kampung Tungku. So that's how eventually it started into the showbiz. After the whole audition done, I remember Slide's reaction and Amir's reaction was shocked when they heard me sing Korn's Freak on a Leash, the part of when I did that part, the eyes went big, and I did Linkin Park's A Place for My Head, which is the when I was screaming that part. Then I said, you know what, you got a part. I said, oh yes, thank you. And then check it out. So this is a lot of people do not know. When we sat down, Slide was like giving his plans. Like, it was like, I'm going to get you guys some endorsement deals. I have very close to Adidas. I'm going to get you some Adidas tour. I was like, yeah, right, like they think talk only like you. Ended up whatever he said, every single thing he said, he promised and delivered.
Wow.
Everything from the Adidas endorsement, after he went to Nike, he went to Oakley, everything he said.
He never said all this to me when I interviewed him, It's nice. You know what? I love the fact that I'm hearing it from a third person because, I mean, I don't want him to be blowing his own sunshine, up my ass kind of thing. But, wow.
I always am.
Good on you, Slide.
I'm also a very firm believer of everything happens for a reason, but also you need to know where you came from. And Slide, no matter where he is, I always remember what he have done for me and my career. My inspiration for being a host today is also him. He was the person who actually taught me step by step what to say, how to say it, how to say everything. So I owe a lot to that fella.
Oh, big brother Slide. Small fella, one kuchi fella, but got such a big impact, huh?
18 years elder, 12 years elder than me. One whole Chinese year calendar.
Oh wow. So how old are you, bro?
I'm 83 lah. So 83, you do the maths.
You're the exact age of my younger brothers. They're twins, by the way.
My younger brothers are twins too.
No.
Yeah.
How old are they?
They are 1988.
Okay. Are they in KL? Or?
Yeah, they're in KL. One is working at Axiata, another one's got a lawyer firm.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Don't mess with me. I got a lawyer in my house.
My two brothers are no longer Malaysians lah.
4 years.
One Canadian, one British.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, they left and never came back.
Canada. I want to go to Canada one day.
Yeah, you love it, bro. I had the opportunity to spend 3 weeks there.
Nice.
They call it God's country.
But I heard it's so hard to go to Canada for us. Is that true?
No, not at all, bro.
Oh, it's not. I heard
at
like
all.
our visa already supersized.
No.
But it's harder to get there than go to America because I got American visa, but I don't have Canadian
No, so
visa.
because you already got your Canadian visa, your American visa, you'll get your Canadian in a heartbeat.
Okay, Roger. Okay,
So, I mean, anyway, that's
I would love to go there.
I can assure
I heard
you.
it's like always cold and I love the cold.
Well, while I was there in 3 weeks, I went through 4 seasons, bro.
Nice.
I went there in fall, okay, and it was nice and hot. I went cycling all, woohoo. Then at night it dropped cold. Then 1 day, 3 days blizzard lah. Full blown blizzard. I had to bring my brother had to let me winter gear all. Then so that was 3 seasons already. I think it was like total of 3 lah, but it was fall.
Wow.
You know, but there was also one day it was hot, so you can get out there. The sun was nice, and also, anyways, but it was really beautiful. And I loved the outdoors. I loved hiking, and I did all of that. I went hiking up in the mountains. Down there was nice and hot. Up there was snowing and all that. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Anyways, right. So was Dragon Raid your first foray into showbiz?
Yes, it was.
Oh, really?
So it was Dragon Raid where actually made me come out to the so-called industry that we had, and we did English. Our first album did very well. We were the AIM Best English Artist. I personally won 3 Best Rock Vocalist Awards on a separate account for the band as well. And it's been really amazing.
What year was that? Yeah, you should remember.
The latest, no, I can't remember. The latest one I think was year 2. I think before that I can't remember, but the latest one was 20. When Dragon Raid did our 15-year anniversary show, that was the last time I won, because since then we never released anything.
Right.
That one is under the Vima Awards Best Rock Vocalist. And
But when did you don't remember when you began?
Dragon Raid began in 2002.
That was your first year.
Yes.
So you would have been about 18.
Yeah, 19.
Dude.
Yeah. So I started
Wow.
music like super
Very
early.
young.
Yeah, super early.
The right time.
Yeah, I guess so. It's the right time. That's why and I love that moments like, bro. Although I was not earning as much money as I am right now, but it's like bangun pagi music, makan music. The makan bola kind of thing. That's the thing. No stress at all. Nothing to worry. All you just have to do is just make sure you sing properly. Just go up there on stage, watch the people go nuts, and that was the best feeling ever lah. 18XX, better than sex lah. So to me, it's like, I think that it is really amazing going up on stage,
Right.
that adrenaline, and I don't have any any beverages before performing. I always make sure that whatever beverages that I have, clean ones, is only come after. Like for example, like your Red Bull or whatever energy related ones, it only comes after, because I don't want that to influence my performance on stage. So that's the reason why I just feel like that was the time where I really was happy and energetic with what I did on stage.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how long in total? I mean, when is your last album? 2012, you said?
No lah, the last album was in 2015.
2015.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's
Is there talks of you guys maybe cutting?
okay. Here's the funny part. Because the thing is that we started so early in our lives. Like Slide is forever young lah.
Yeah.
But the rest of the boys, I think specifically, is like when we started off, everybody was really semangat. Then towards the end, when like Amil, for example, got married, got a kid, and our priorities change.
Sure.
And like I said, we started so young and we were so hyped and stuff. And of course, we know that especially in the music industry, because I was the head of record label in Astro before I left Astro, and I know how much of a difference the Malay music industry is and the English music industry is.
Sure.
You cannot make it. Even Yuna, she was such a great talent, and I've been telling people she's damn good, Nobody want to listen to me lah. She had to go all the way to US to prove that she's good. Only then like, oh my God, Yuna! All Malaysian, but when she was performing at the B and performing at Paul's Place and all, no one cared, because she's a Malaysian performing in Malaysia. So we know that the music industry, especially when it comes to English, the last time they were really big, it was actually honestly not even Dragon Raid days. Dragon Raid days was okay lah. It was actually the Pointing Emo days, the Too Fat days, where Malaysian English music industry was so appreciated then. So that's why I felt lah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone speak of it in that angle, but that's pretty historical as well.
Yeah.
So I think the Malaysian English scene is actually quite young.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I can't think of. Because even the greats are like Alley Cats and all that, but they sang
Malay one.
correct. They sang in Bahasa. I'm trying to actually think of any local artist who sang in English that has really
like palm.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. So the really palm up there was actually Tufan and Poiti Emo.
Yeah, you're right.
Who has actually went over? Because remember last time when we were growing up, we just passed by and see posters of Poiti Emo on a freaking billboard. I remember DG was there. I remember they were sponsored by DG. And this before even Dragon, I was like, wow, a Malaysian group up there on the billboard. It seemed like how back in not back in Indonesia, but in Indonesia, it's like a mandatory thing for you to play local music. You must play local music, and once upon a time that was the case here in Malaysia too, but it's not the case anymore because everybody's just following what the US is playing.
Right, right. Interesting. So let's fast forward. So at which point did you suddenly veer into? So I guess after when did you start hosting? Let me.
I started hosting as soon as Dragon Day kickstarted because I obviously, like I said, the music industry was not making money.
Right.
And because Slide was the person who guided me all the way.
Right.
And I used to follow him for all his MC jobs. Literally just follow him.
Okay.
Follow him and learn from him. Right. So I learned from him through the whole process, and then eventually I was co-MCing with him.
Okay.
And then eventually I started getting my own clients. So I started as soon as I started Dragon Day. So it's 2002 lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So that means you've been hosting as long as I have.
Yeah.
Because I started professionally hosting in 2002 as well.
Ah, nice.
I mean, MCing lah. Before that was just all the shenanigans. So okay, let's fast forward to today. When did you become a YouTuber? Or I mean, specifically covering tech?
Okay.
And how did that happen?
When I was in Dragon Raid, right, I had personally for me, I had a lot of personal sponsorship like True Fit Hill, Chief Fitness, New Balance, LFC,
Right.
and the band was slowing down already. And for me, it's like I felt like we needed to move. I came out with this whole marketing plan for the boys, including Slide. I went through it. I said, guys, right now it's all about social media, and this is like way back 5 years ago.
Right.
I was like, guys, this is 4 years ago. So I was like, this is now social media is important. It's no longer the point whereby like we create music and I just put it out there and then please God, let this play on the radio.
Right.
Now it's all about marketing yourself through social media.
Right.
And I came up with a marketing plan. Like I said, okay, you know what? We should do some postings, like really, like like a proper marketing plan, right?
Right.
The boys freaked out. They felt that I was very pushy. Slide was very passive about it. He was like, okay, this seems like a good idea. Not something we have done. But the rest of the boys were a bit like, Adam, I think you need to slow down. I couldn't slow down because I'm the kind of person I cannot sit still, right?
Right.
Then I was like, okay, no one. Then guys, we will slow down. So the moment I started slowing down, that's where everything started slowing down. Because I was, Slide calls it the engine of Dragon Raid. Although Slide is the boss, Slide is the leader, not me. Although Slide is the boss, but he calls me the engine to move things. So when the engine is chilling, then everybody's chilling.
Yeah.
So we have 8 songs, bro, for the longest time, and amazing songs. We just need to get everybody together and shoot. I mean, record, shoot. I'm so used to shooting. Then when I was in Astro Radio, I wanted to go. I was just because I like minimalist, clean kind of like my table. Everything's like super clean. My studio is clean, and I wanted to go and research on what is the best desk setup. So I went type up on YouTube, best desk setup. I saw this dude. His name is Jonathan Morrison, not the singer or the football player. So he came out with this video whereby it's his desk setup.
Okay.
But it looks like so like a movie,
Okay.
What is this? People create tech videos like this, and I have always been the resident tech guy. People are like, bro, what headphones do you think I should get? Hey, what smartphone do you think I should get? I was that kind of person. But I sucked at writing. I couldn't write blogs and shit.
Okay.
And I know I was great at talking, and so I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do my own YouTube channel lah. But I was like, but I don't know anything about camera and DSLR camera, what lens.
Right.
So I have a very good habit of working out every single day. I do cardio for 45 minutes and then I'll do my weight training. Okay. And that time I used to watch Netflix when I was on my cardio, just to get your mind off that you are running for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I was like, instead of me watching Netflix and just watching some random stuff, maybe I should take that time to learn everything there is to know about shooting, camera, aperture value, shutter speed, which is the right camera to use, what's the proper lighting situations and all. So it took me about 10 months of research and 10 months of practicing on what is the right camera to use. And about 3 years ago, that's why I came out with my YouTube channel, and that's why I started kicking. I was still doing YouTube while I was in Astro, but it's
Okay.
like once a week kind of thing.
Okay.
Slowly, I was beginning to have a bit more love there.
So, like, what did you begin straight away? What did you review? Or what was your first?
The first video I reviewed was a smart bulb, because the problem here in Malaysia is that we are very 2 years behind when it comes to smart home ecosystem. I love the smart home ecosystem. I love the fact you can use your voice to, turn on a lamp, turn on your fan, turn on the aircon, change temperature for aircon, change color of your bulb, all through using voice.
Right.
And I wanted to showcase to Malaysians that you can do that DIY for a very cheap price.
Right.
But the problem is that my viewership was only US. It was no Malaysians. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm America, very famous. But then I was like, look, before anything, if I want to get gigs here in Malaysia, I need to build an audience in Malaysia.
Right.
That's why I tried all. You know what? Maybe I should review smartphones instead. When I did smartphones, that's why it went up. I was like, so the Malaysians here cannot appreciate smart home, but they appreciate smartphones.
Right.
That's how eventually I did a lot of smartphones videos, and that's how it started growing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, how many videos have you dropped today? Wait, okay, how long have you been doing this full time now?
Full time only about 2 years left. About
okay.
1.5 years like that.
So, the definition of full time is now this is your core focus?
Yeah, you see, my core focus. The reason why I say it wasn't full time is because I still had my day job in Astro.
Right.
Right. So now I don't have my day job for Astro. I am doing YouTube. I'm making more money on YouTube compared to my hosting. So I'm now very picky when it comes to hosting. I'm glad because
Right.
sometimes some clients just want to punch them in the face, but they give you money, you'll be like, So now I literally pick and choose. I have a very emotional strength towards some of my clients, whereby, even though you offer me not so much, but because I have a good relationship with you, I still do it.
Right.
So now I can pick and choose, because right now, instead of the MC jobs overcoming everything, my YouTube stuff is actually taking over a bit.
I understand. So, like, what do you love reviewing? Like, what's the one? I mean, what kind of tech is right up there for you?
I absolutely love reviewing a lot of smart home stuff and audio gear, because I'm an audiophile myself.
Yeah.
Some smartphones I like, but if I really had to choose between all the genres, I would love to review more smart home stuff lah. But the thing is that I still select some smart home stuff, but when the views come in, it's a bit sakit hati. So eventually I just do a lot of smart.
Malaysians just haven't jumped on the bandwagon lah.
It's super slow. Like, for example, like this Xiaomi home ecosystem.
Yeah.
Super cheap and really good. I reviewed it like 2 years ago, and after 2 years ago, then Xiaomi brings it here in Malaysia. All right, we have this smart home ecosystem. I'm like, I reviewed this 2 years ago,
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's very slow. But in America and UK, it's huge.
Yeah, it's a way forward, right?
Yeah, it's a huge stand.
From Google to Apple to...
Yeah. I have like Google Home for every single room in the house.
Right.
I have Amazon Echo for doing everything for voice and all the smart home stuff. So everything is there.
Right. That's interesting, man. I should almost interview you. I should interview the interviewer. I should interview the reviewer.
Yes.
Like, we do a walkthrough, like almost like back in the day, MTV Pimp.
Yeah.
What was it? MTV Cribs.
Cribs.
Yeah. So actually that would be cool, to actually see how you do it. You're always talking about tech, but how much is tech involved in your own life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be quite interesting.
Yeah,
I'd
correct.
love to come and check you out. But anyways,
please.
So what's your favorite review to date?
My favorite review among all the videos I did is actually a lot of.
Is there one though?
Okay, my best video on YouTube right now is actually the ones where it's always versus videos lah.
Okay.
There's one where I did a video about reasons for you not and to get. That means reasons for you to get and not to get the Huawei Mate 30 Pro.
Right.
So that video did well. It's like 1.5 million views. The reason why is because I was very subjective. Very objective over. Subjective over the whole thing. It's like, okay, here's why you should get the phone. Here's why you should not get the phone. And that was my favorite. That was my top viewed one. But if I say favorite, I love doing versus videos, but it takes a lot of time.
Sure.
So versus videos usually do very well. So like, for example, like if you have a purchase decision between getting the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus or the ridiculous iPhone 11 Pro Max, then you already know who the winner is, because I've already reviewed both of the phones.
Right. Right.
So yeah, for me, like I love versus videos, and I love creating smart home videos, lah.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's where I'm going to shamelessly take advantage of you.
Yeah, can.
So I think you understand, and you've seen what I've been doing.
Yep.
And so this is my foray into becoming, I guess, a YouTuber.
Yes.
Or the end goal is podcasting per se.
Yep.
And that's why I do it as a video. I do it as a video, and then I have it on audio as well.
Very good.
Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
Nice.
But what would you advise me to do to just tweak it and make it a little better?
Okay, very
So
good
I mean, the first tip you gave me was the moment you came in.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this guy basically he read my mind before I even could bring it up. Because I mean, I'm watching you, I'm following you, so it's like you obviously self-taught, which you already explained, which is great. But what would you what would you advise me?
I would totally advise you, because a lot of people ask me the same things. Stick to your niche. There's no such thing as a variety channel. YouTube doesn't give a damn if you want to come out with variety. YouTube actually penalizes people who come out with variety. So if you are sticking to what you're doing right now, don't sway and don't do other stuff.
Understand?
It means like if you want to do this kind of stuff, just stick to this.
Right.
Stick to this niche. And from a business perspective, because coming from the corporate background,
Sure.
it makes sense why YouTube is doing this. Because when they have, like for example, a particular brand X who wants to come in,
Right.
when they give them like 200, 300, 500,000 ringgit,
Right.
they want to make sure they want to push to the right content creators.
Right,
So
right.
certain brands would fit your kind of content, certain brands would fit for my kind of content.
Of course.
So if we are doing vice versa, suddenly or nowhere, John is doing, I'm going to review the DJI Osmo Action. Your views will be thorough, number one. Number two, it's not something which you do, so people won't bother even clicking on your video.
Correct.
Vice versa. If I were to do something like this, although the content is very interesting and I love what you're doing, but my views will be horrible.
Right.
So my biggest tip is that there's no such thing as a variety channel. You need to stick to your niche. If you want to do like this, just stick to this niche. If you want to do something different, create a separate channel.
Right.
So like for example, because I have this thought of, because a lot of people, when I do Shopee Live, because I'm actually one of the main hosts for Shopee Live, I mix it up with a bit of Malay, so it's very Manglish.
Understand.
And a lot of people love it when I speak Malay. So, apa salah you tak cakap bahasa Melayu? And because like I don't have the Malaysian face until now, bro, when I come from the airport, right? Every time, not even once I miss it. I go to the airport. When I go to the airport, it's like I go to
Foreigner
the
over
place.
there.
Yes, correct.
I get it all the time, bro. All the time.
All the time.
Then
right?
I'll be like, gua orang sini.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Exactly.
I
I get it
flash
too.
it and I give it to them in bahasa,
I guess aku orang Malaysia lah, bro. Alamak, terkejut aku ingat Brazilian.
Yesterday was so funny. I went for a meeting in Sunway. This poor akka lah. My staff is in front of me. IC and passport. I said, akka, na inga na akka. Oh, yo! I gave it to her in Tamil. She freaked out lah. I said, IC can ah. She was like putting her head down, all hiding behind a mask, all So, yeah, I get what you're saying, man.
So eventually, I was thinking that maybe I want to do a separate channel, but I just don't have the time. But if I were going to do a separate channel, I may look into doing like pure vlogs,
Right.
because I don't do vlogs on Adam Lobo TV so much, because that's not what they want to watch. So I may want to do like a separate Malay channel where I just do vlogs where it's not polished, because Adam Lobo TV is so freaking polished.
Right.
It's like okay, it's clean, it's nice pan and chips. I want to do raw stuff,
Right.
and I feel like doing raw stuff in English doesn't grow as much here, so I plan to do raw one in Malay. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but like I said, instead of me putting in Adam Lobo TV where it makes sense because there's more subscribers there, but I know for a fact that if I'm going to do, that's totally something different and a totally different audience. So like for example, they said you want to do a traveling video, for example, don't put it in this channel, bro. Create
Of course.
yeah, but a lot of people think that, I want to put everything in one channel lah.
But it's funny that you just literally said what has been on my mind. So you spoke about the fact that raw and English is not exactly taking off in this country.
Nope, it's not.
And dude, my show is a case in point.
Yes, it is.
Do you know, I recently had a bloke who came across my interview with JJ, good old JJ.
Yes, of course.
And some guy in the US is like, dude, he literally commented, he's like, I can't believe your number of subscribers is only what it is.
Yeah, I get it all the time.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
This is good stuff. I was
Yes.
like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But so that's the thing, you know, because I've actually come to realize that, I mean, for now, obviously, I'm only interviewing people that I personally know. Because it's just easier to break the ice. I mean, it's easy for me to lead into questions. I've yet to interview, well, actually, that's not true. In the first 7 which I shot in my office, I did bring some random...
Oh yeah, I remember that concept.
Some talents who were... So I obviously wanted to go down that road. My original game plan was to create my own little Ellen show.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
But
I remember how it set look as
correct.
well.
But in Malaysia, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, English content is still, you know, and so this now has become more raw. It's just me, you know, being a storyteller and telling people stories. But in reality, the pickup is still, you know, pickup. The pickup is it's just really, it's very slow.
It's slow, and
you know?
Not to say your content is not good, but your average views are good, bro. I mean, I don't mean to be I don't mean to be like I'm researching, but you see now you have 900 plus, and you have an average of 400 to 500 views. Actually, it's very good.
Right.
Is versus like, imagine like me, I got 33,000 subscribers, and some of the videos like only like got 1,000, 2,000 views. The ones who's not doing well, I'm like, what is the rest of the donkeys doing? You get what I mean? It's like, why are you all not clicking on the video? So it's the same thing. So you, honestly, I'm saying this not because you're a brother, but I think that what you're doing right now is very good, and you have a very, very good, decent viewership for this channel.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why the thing now is what I'm trying to do is, so I'm obviously doing this is a little pet project, but now it's becoming more like I find myself like this week I'm going to be interviewing 3 people.
Nice.
You're the first. You will go on for this week, and the subsequent 2 for the coming up weeks, right?
Okay.
And I only hit the nail on the head with this when I finished the 7 in the office, and I was sitting with my post-production. So the difference with you is you I think you edit your own.
Everything I do myself.
That's what I'm saying.
Edit,
so
shoot, and
you are a whole different ball game, lah. I mean, like, I don't have that patience to edit, no, bro. Like, I mean, I'd love to, but I just realized that I'm really good at just talking cock and singing song, lah, you know, literally. And so after I did that whole post-production team, and then I was evaluating, and then the chap who was helping me with that just gave me this whole tip, like, how about doing it in the car maybe? And then boom, the next day I went and rocked up and bought this GoPro, and it's been that since, right? But I think this is where it's now about 20 over episode, actually no, almost 20 plus in the car. But my end goal is like, how do I take this further? So what would be your tip to me? Like, how do I reach the point where I'm able to speak to sponsors, or get people to say, okay, like somebody even say you should go approach Shell, because I only pump Shell in all my cars. Like Shell should come on board as be, you know, like your show is fueled by Shell. Okay. You know, like along those lines. Which is like, I mean, I would eventually get to that, but I just want to know, what would you advise me? How do I go about amping up my show? Because mine's I tell stories. Yes, correct. Right? I interview people. Yes, correct. The basis of what I do is I want your story to inspire somebody out there. Yes. Like, there must be an 18-year-old boy who is going to listen to this and go like, holy crap. So Adam Lobo just literally auditioned, got into music, and then boom, like 18 years down the road, look at his journey. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's going to inspire. Like, I want someone to say, oh, if John started as a clown and he's doing what he's doing now, that has to inspire somebody else. Which a lot of people have been inspired by that, so it's good. You know, so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? But how do we supersize this? Like, what kind of tips would you give me?
I mean, the thing is that what you're doing is amazing. What you're doing right now, you have to accept the fact that the growth is going to be slow. Okay. Because you're doing it in English. I had to be totally honest. Okay? You have to accept it, because it does feel like, hey, why so slow? It's like that because we are in Malaysia. Right. It's something where we need to accept the reality. I just feel that you just do what you need to do. Right. It will, one day the break will hit it. For me, so I feel like my break is not there. But my point is that it all depends on your passion, bro. If you are passionate towards something, it does not matter. Once people see that you're very passionate already, it's all in due time before something, boom, and then you go up. That's one. Number two, from a business perspective, because thankfully I came from Astro. Because, so I understand the corporate sense of everything. Now, fortunately and unfortunately, or maybe a bit more on the unfortunate side, is that clients still look clients still look at numbers. So that's the reason why I am not fully where I want to be on certain brands, because of they still look at, I'd rather go and get influencer. I hate that word. Please don't call me influencer. Although some people call me influencer X who has 500,000 followers versus someone who creates very high quality or relevant content like what you do or what I do. They still look, yeah, your content is good, it's amazing, John. I think what you're doing is really amazing. You really tell a story, but bro, the ROI, you got 900 subscribers, like hard for me to justify with the management. You get what I'm trying to say. So that is the sad reality of what we're doing. But my biggest tip is that just push forward.
Dude, my subscriber is 276 lah. How sad is that, dude?
I thought it's 900 something.
No, I've only got 276
I read it
subscribers.
wrongly. I thought it was, but it doesn't matter. Imagine, okay, if you say 200 something, your views are more than your subscriber, and your content is long. You know, you get what I mean?
Right.
So and you know how like you need to reach a certain amount of minutes for it to be counted as a view. You don't want satu view. No. So the fact that I got very strong belief in your channel.
Okay.
And just keep on doing what you do. I subscribe to your channel.
I understand.
And whenever I can, I actually watch back your old videos. I just watched the video you had, that girl, which I had no idea who she was.
Which one?
When you had your green beard, she had green hair, the short girl.
There was two young ladies. Was it Fatima or the Indian girl, Kashika?
No. She's Chinese. Then she got a SWT at the back or something like that.
Oh, Vanessa.
Vanessa. I never knew. Then when I saw her Instagram profile, I saw like she like Roshan Jamrock follows her. Speaking of which, you better get him.
Right.
Then I think Kelly's an amazing singer.
Yeah.
So I saw a few. So okay. So that's how she's connected. So I never knew. If it wasn't for your show, I wouldn't even know who she is.
I understand. So I was talking to Nadia Heng because she was my first guest. And that was April last year, which is coming up in a year. And I said, Nadia, I didn't do you justice when I did you. Because my first gig was even better in the cabinet. A little gentleman, a little man cave place, because I wanted to do this whole, I was toying around, right?
Yeah.
And the very next one, I swapped it over to my office.
Yeah.
So that the following 6 episodes were, so I told Nadia, I said, you are a great person to interview. I didn't do you justice. I need to bring you on the show
I totally agree.
As a repeat guest. Because
do it here again.
Of course, because this is where I've come alive in the car, bro.
Yes, correct.
I'm back to being myself.
Yes, exactly.
Not like a fish out of water.
Yes, correct.
Like, I mean, now it's no. Look at this. We're just having a yakety yak. We're driving.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know if you go watch the one where I interviewed my uncle, this 84-year-old copper, cop, retired cop who swore like a sailor. Didn't know the GoPro was running lah. After that, he ran a train on me lah. Because I picked him up for makan in Ipoh. And I knew that. You know how many people said that's your best content so far? Like that man.
Yeah, I better watch that.
You know what? He's 84, and I asked him questions because he started working at 25. The man has gone through life. You know what I mean?
True.
And his point of view, his perspective on life, nothing me and you can say or even pretend to say is going to add up to that. You know, but of course, you know, knowing him and he, I mean, he's my favorite uncle. So I was poking him lah, just to get him to rile him up. And true enough, you know, he and people like, where did you find this old man? I say, I'm blessed that this is my dad's cousin, and I know that he's a character.
Yeah.
So true. And then after that, people he was a bit scared, like I said, uncle, just let me put it up. You'll be a YouTube star.
Because I'm gonna watch it. I can't wait.
I mean, it's because he was, you know, he was a top cop, like he was chief of police of Singapore, what you call it, Selangor, at the height of his career, and he's one of only 2 Malaysian cops who went for training and certified by J. Edgar Hoover from FBI.
Okay.
He spent 4 months in Washington DC.
Okay.
So, anyways, so yeah, where I was going with that was like, I've come alive in the car, but this is where, and I was thinking because I watched your recent one, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I loved your rig. I'm like, man, and now you tell me that you're self-taught, even more so, I'm like, that blows my mind, like, and I was like the fact that you self-taught yourself, all of that, and so for me, it's like I was just wanted to ask you, like, you know, so I guess hearing it from you just reassures me that I just gotta keep pushing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I gotta believe that, you know, this is, you know, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, because bro, again, everything happens for a reason.
True.
Because like if it's supposed to make a break now, it'll make a break lah. If it doesn't make a break, which means that you just have to keep on going.
No, it's true. You know, because same goes to like, I mean, now, you know, like 20 years later with my event business and having done it for so long, now we get invited to present our ideas to clients that I would never have dreamed possible before. But it's taken this long, you know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you again, and although it's supposed to be interviewing me, but I'm telling you, Bro, it's already 20 years. Time for you to go that route of you want to go and travel. Life is so short. Just go ahead.
No, I hear you, bro.
If I could do it, means I would do it. I just don't have the time to sell it because I do everything myself. Like right after this, when you drop me, I'm going to edit, bro. I need to come out the
I
Samsung
understand.
Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G, amazing phone. And also the Honor Magic Watch 2. So I have two videos to release within this week.
Right.
And that's the reason why I cannot really like go and travel and just
understand.
chill, you know what I mean? I think that you have a team, you've built a team, you should really just go out there, bro, because nothing beats experience. You know, your car is your car, but nothing beats you.
No, true. So here's the funny thing is I just don't have to. So I'm good with taking photos. I take good photos. Hence, like on TripAdvisor just sent me an email. Oh, you're the top 1%. You've got 140,000 readers in KL. I was like, oh, okay. So that's me taking photos and reviewing places on
nice.
Google Maps. So Google Maps, my photos have been viewed like 4.9 million times.
Nice.
And then TripAdvisor. But that's me taking photos and writing a review of places I've been, be it a restaurant, be it a whatever, right? But what I can't do, I take I'm pretty good with my video angles. I mean, like, in fact, recently I followed my dear cousin brother and he proposed to his now fiancée.
Nice.
This is in Da Nang.
Nice.
And I shot on my iPhone, right? I was doing all the funky angles lah. After they asked him, hey, you hired a videographer to follow you because he posted the video lah. This is me proposing to my girl on the beach.
Yeah.
They were like, no lah, that's my cousin lah. Because I went lah with funky angles, like, because I watch my DSLR team when they do my event highlights.
Yes.
So I have been using my hand and like a gimbal, you know, I'll go go there, like a bloody gimbal.
Yes, I know.
But all I'm doing is I'm holding my GoPro at 60 frames, my iPhone at 60 frames, which is really good on the iPhone.
Yeah.
And you get top-notch quality video, you know.
Yeah.
Good enough just for social media.
Yeah.
So, but I can't edit. So what I do now is I just use things like InShot just to layer music. I use a watermark thing just to make sure my brand is there.
Yep.
And I try to keep my videos within what I know I'm going to say and do. Keep it so that it's uneditable, just straight up raw. So I'm actually basically a raw video content producer.
Which is fine. Because, being a better photographer is better to be a better photographer than better videographer. Because for me, after Bali, I suck at shooting photos. But I don't know why when I have my video angles, I have better look. When I take my phone, I'll be like shooting, right? I'm like, I'm like that. So I'm Bali. I think you're in the right path because you already have the right shots for you have a right view of your composition already.
Right.
That's the reason why you made it very well when it comes to doing your videos, because you already had your so-called basics of having right composition on photos.
Understand.
That's the reason why when you did a whole different kind of angle, eventually it's better.
Right. So I mean, I guess what I was trying to say is, if I really genuinely want to follow my passion of traveling and I don't want to call myself a travel blogger, but video photos and all that jazz, but I can't see myself editing videos.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't have that. I mean, I know if I wanted to, I could, but I feel like I'm just really good at creating content, but editing is just a pain in the ass.
I agree, because editing takes a lot of my time as well, because it takes an average of 5 to 7 hours per video, and that is like me editing video almost every other day.
Right.
Imagine that before there was like take a day, because I shoot overkill. I shoot in 6K resolution.
Whoa!
Yeah. I'm the only tech YouTuber in this country who shoots in 6K. Super overkill, you don't need 6K, just so you guys know. But I have 6K because I can, and I love the resolution that you get from 6K. And eventually, it takes too much of a time. And imagine with that much of time, I can spend a bit more time with the family.
Of course.
More time with friends. I can go and lepak with you more often. So
right.
I just need to find the editor. So if you have any editors who wants to pass it, just pass it to the left.
But bro, right after we go off cam, I'm going to talk to you about something.
Okay.
There's something that
I'm actually very hungry, so if you got...
No, I got all the time in the world, because you're the first guest I'm interviewing who's actually teaching me more than I need to lah. So, Ayo, did I just say that? Sorry to all my previous guests, I love y'all too! Sit! Ouch! No, but jokes aside, there's something I want to bounce off you, because I think you're the perfect person for me to actually bounce this off. But just before we wrap things up, I want you to just... because I think what you're doing is what a lot of the current gen of guys want to be doing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no, what I'm saying is there's a whole lot of people now. Everyone is into content creation.
Yeah.
Everyone, in the smallest of ways, from TikToking to... And a whole bunch of them are doing very, very well.
Yeah.
But you are actually making it a livelihood, right? and which is why I'm picking your brains, unashamedly.
Yeah.
What would you just want to put it out there to summarize if somebody wanted to get on this career path? Say like now that there might be some young kids in college who are just coming out and this is what they've been doing, or at least they are literally trained in
I know what you mean.
You know, and all of that. But what would you just summarize it as what from the work ethics to everything, just to make it happen?
It's very, very, very simple. It's a very good question. Feels like I'm on the first week feast hot stuff. I love the questions.
But this is what.
So here's the thing. First and foremost, it's super important. I'm going to look at you in the eye, those of you watching. You need to love what you do. If you don't love what you do, you can never succeed. So no matter I have an average of 4 to 5 hours sleep every single day, people are like, how do you go forward in life? In terms of what I do in my career, you need to love what you do. If you don't love, you just like, I want to do this to be famous, or I want to do this just for the sake of getting money, you will never go far.
Right.
And that's the reason why I quit my day job, because of the fact that I was not loving my day job as much as how I was loving the YouTube. So once you love what you do, just put your heart and soul to it, people automatically catch it, and that's what you do. That's the step number one. That's a very important step which a lot of people do not put into play. Next, finding your niche. Once you find your niche, you know that's the kind of content that you want to create. Yes, I would love to even review camera gears, because I'm a camera geek. I don't buy expensive clothing. I don't spend a lot of money on a lot of stuff. The only thing that I spend a lot of money on is my camera gears, because I am a huge camera gear freak. And also makan lah, I don't care. My late dad told me that you know we work so hard, doesn't matter how much the food costs, as long as it's good food, let it go into your system. Some people are like, I want to eat cheap food. For me, it's like, no, we work hard, we need some good food in our system now.
Of course.
So to me, again, love what you do, make sure you stick to your niche, and just keep on doing what you do. Just move forward. Don't think about how, it's not doing well, but don't let that deter you. Once you have those two things set in place, set in plan, you'll definitely be successful.
Phew. Man, I asked the right question and this guy brought it lah. So is there anything else you want to just say, just to wrap it up? I mean,
to wrap it up, I would say that guys, if you are hating your job, quit now. There's no such thing as following your my CV does not look nice, like joined one company, only got 2 months there. Guys, just quit. Life is too short, number one. Number two, whatever you love doing, just stick to that. I'm not saying quit your job and then don't have a backup. We all need a backup. But my point is that work towards what you love, do it on the side. And once you see that, you love what you do, just keep on doing that. Number 3 would be, for those of you who are watching, who are not subscribed to Jon's show, do it right now before I make you do it. And speaking of which, of course, subscribe to Adam Lobo TV if you haven't done so. If you love tech and you want to see super honest review in a very raw sense, but in a very high production value of 6K resolution, please subscribe to Adam Lobo TV. I release videos at least twice a week, and it all comes down to how I do. I'm really looking forward for everyone to see my review of the Samsung Galaxy S20, because there were mixed reviews for the phone, and I wanted to give a perspective from a video creator from every angle.
Okay.
And like how
Hold on, are you using the phone?
Yeah, it's here.
No way.
Yeah, it's here. So I have to give this back on Friday. So
Okay.
that's why I have to
Wow.
It's an amazing phone. It shoots in 8K resolution.
Come on.
8K resolution on a smartphone.
Oh, man.
And there were some reviewers like, 8K, but then the rolling shutter very thorough. Dude, this is the first ever phone to ever shoot in 8K resolution.
Wow.
You should open your minds a bit. So unless like you're telling me it shoots horrible 4K, then it shoots 8K. Name me a smartphone which actually shoots in 8K resolution. So to me, it's like certain things has to be taken with a grain of salt. And I just feel that tech is moving forward very greatly. I'm a huge fan of hybrid cars. I'm a huge fan of electric cars. And for those of you who love tech, or you feel like you want to just appreciate some high quality content in terms of what you want to see how 6K resolution looks like, check out my YouTube channel, Adam Lobo TV. And if you guys are watching and not subscribed to this fella, he's a hardworking man, make sure you do it.
Dude, it's like you just blew it out lah. Okay, after this I'm gonna have a tall order trying to get my guest to repeat what you just did lah. So folks, I couldn't have gotten a better guest. you know, to just cruise to. Too bad it's not a hybrid car, but maybe
it's all good.
It might come sooner or later, because people even ask me to go to the car manufacturers so that every week I have a different car, and as I cruise and interview people, I'm also making mention of that.
It's good because I think from a content perspective, you can actually like select some of the features and also.
Correct.
Yeah, there's so many content ideas which we can put behind the camera.
Correct. So, you know, I mean, this has actually been really powerful. So, folks, I think this interview is going to definitely help a lot of you. In fact, I've gone the furthest ever in a long time. It's 54 minutes.
Wow, it's so long.
I know. But the best part, dude, is this is going to be an Apple podcast. It's going to be on Google Podcasts. It's going to be on Spotify.
Okay.
So, those are audio podcasts which you can share to the whole world as well.
Yes, I will definitely.
Especially to your American counterparts who view you and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But, folks, this is Adam Lobo, who's got a great story. Make sure you subscribe to him. And as he said, you better subscribe to me. All right, so this is the Jiggee Jon Show, and we're we're wrapping things up for this episode, which is going to be coming to you this week, baby. Stay tuned, and there'll be more good things coming your way.
Wait.
Yeah.
Before we end, right, I always like to end like this. I will cover the lens, so when I will go 1, 2, 3, shh. When I hit the thing, then you press stop, okay?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shh.